I like this move a lot. The 49ers just placed a second round tender on Jordan Mason, which means they're going to pay him $5.3 million this year unless another team matches the offer and is willing to pay him $5.3 million, in which case the Niners could beat that offer or they could take a second round pick from that team. So I would expect that Mason's going to play for the 49ers this year. As good as he is, running backs kind of are a dime a dozen, or at least they were in the past. And teams probably won't trade a second round pick for him when they could just draft a running back in round 2 this year. So this means the Niners, who have been relentlessly cheap all offseason, are actually splurging to keep one of the more underrated players on their team, one of the players that their head coach doesn't really play very much when Christian McCaffrey is healthy. Clearly the front office values him. The people that discovered him as an undrafted free agent, John Lynch, the scouting department, Parag Marate. So good for them. They're actually spending money. Now, $5.3 million isn't a ton, but when you add it on to what they're already spending at the running back position in Christian McCaffrey, it's a sizable investment in a team that's going super freaking cheap. So good for them. What they also could do is negotiate an extension for Jordan Mason. This is what they did last year with Juwan Jennings. They gave him a second round tender, but ultimately he didn't even sign it, and he signed a 2-year extension. That would be cool. That might even save the 49ers some money and give Jordan Mason some security. So now if the Niners backfield, they also re-signed Patrick Taylor Jr. Don't you freaking forget that, to a 1-year deal. But Patrick Taylor Jr. aside, between Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason, I really believe the Niners could have the best, if not one of the best, running back tandems in football if they're both used equally. Kyle. I mean, if you're just going to use one or the other, they're going to get hurt, and then the next guy's going to get hurt, and they're going to fall, and your offense is going to fall apart. But if you split the carries between them, you just might have a running game that could be elite. And that would be interesting to watch. They complement each other so well. Jordan Mason is like the hardest running back in the league, and he's still entering his prime. He's getting better. So I really like this deal. And now it all comes down to Kyle Shanahan actually using his running backs correctly. Of course, maybe I'm misreading this. Maybe this is just a precursor to the Niners getting really, really cheap and trading Christian McCaffrey before they have to pay him his option bonus on April 1 that's worth about $14-15 million. Maybe that's about to happen. What do you think?